Horny High presents Horny Behind the Curtain. Episode 3 rounds out Season 1 of Horny High, and it is the most dramatic episode yet.
I read the script and I hated it. I walked out. I said, there's no way I'm going to be able to perform that. It doesn't make sense. The script doesn't actually follow any coherent logic. But the director is a very persuasive man. I got to see it from his point of view, and I've got to say, looking back at it again, stroke of genius.
Nah, seeing it all come together at the end is equal parts confusing, yet somber and reminiscent.
Episode 3 introduces us to another side of two favorite characters, Quinn and Keenan.
I'd worked with Jo in another life previously, and I knew that she was a good actor. And I just had a few different lines for her, but what she did for the character of Quinn, particularly in that episode 3, was just, remarkable.
Let me guess, you're waiting for Spencer. I kind of evolved Quinn a little bit. I think she was pitched to me as being a little bit ditzy and not really sure what was going on, but I think I evolved that character into being a little bit more mysterious, a little bit more sassy, a little bit more switched on. And I think that really came across.
The thing about Keenan is, even when other people are speaking, you're watching them. They're just such a presence in their scenes, and when they deliver their lines, it's absolutely crazy. When we were shooting it, I couldn't believe how professional they were. They weren't stopping until we got the take right.
But how? The government doesn't care about us. Labour, Liberal, they're all the same. But how? The government doesn't care about us. Labour, Liberal, they're all the same. But how?
No.
But how? The government doesn't care about us. But how? The government doesn't care about us. Labour, Liberal, they're all the same. But how? The government doesn't care. But why? The government doesn't care about us. Labour, Liberal, they're all the same. But how? The government doesn't care about us. But how? The government doesn't care about us. Labour, Liberal, they're all the same.
Definitely not the last you'll see of Keenan.
But nobody was prepared for the final reveal in episode 3. The revelation that Spencer is still alive.
Truthfully, seeing that last scene where it's the panning shot of the school and everyone's walking and then it cuts to Spencer reading the newspaper, it came out better than I thought it was going to come out.
That reveal at the end where Spencer turns out to be alive the whole time, stroke of genius. There's no other words for it. To put the audience through something as traumatic as Spencer's death, and then to have the rug pulled out from underneath them, I've got to say, it's pretty groundbreaking stuff. And I'm excited where it goes next.
When I found out Spencer was alive, it blew my mind. I just couldn't believe that plot twist was around the corner.
Yeah, I knew when I was writing it that I'd come onto something pretty special with the revelation that Spencer is, not dead. I hadn't seen that before in any type of, medium, that a character is presumed to be deceased and then revealed in such a dramatic way to be alive. One of the important things for me was getting the soundtrack right. And I knew I wanted, after seeing Shallow Hal, I wanted to have, after the Gold Rush playing, particularly the line, thinking about what a friend had said, I was hoping it was a lie. The Neil Young song. And obviously you can't get the rights that easily, so Matthew, who plays Nathan, was actually able to record a cover, which, he did, for next to nothing. And we were able to include that in, and, he's got a really beautiful voice. I'm really happy with how that came out.
So Eddie got me into the studio, wanted me to lay down a couple of tracks of Neil Young's After the Gold Rush. Pretty much all we did is we got the backing track and we just laid down a couple of vocals, one with a lower register and one with a higher Neil Young register. And we did 2 takes and Eddie said, that's it. I said, do you need another one? He said, no. Ran it through some processing in the multi-track, ran it through some EQ and compression, and I'm giving him both options.
And what about the future of Horny High?
Where am I looking? This is certainly not the last you'll be seeing of Horny High.